She just told you she's different from other girls, that she values loyalty above everything, that she could never imagine cheating. And you're sitting there nodding, wanting to believe it, while every cell in your body is screaming that something's off. But you ignore it because she's beautiful, because you're lonely, because you think this time will be different. Let me tell you something that will save you years of pain. When a woman has to tell you she's loyal, she's already shown you she's not. Today, I'm going to give you 10 signs that the woman you're with or about to be with will never be loyal. And before you get defensive, before you think, but my girl is different, just listen. Because the graveyard of broken men is full of guys who thought their girl was different. I was 23 when I learned this lesson the hard way. Met this girl, absolute knockout. The kind that makes you reorganize your entire life just to maybe get her attention. She told me all the right things, how she hated players. Her loyalty was everything to her, how she just wanted one good man. 6 months later, I found out she was seeing 3 other guys while telling each of us we were special. You know what the funny part was? All the signs were there from day one. I just chose not to see them because I was thinking with the wrong head. Here's what men don't understand. A woman's capacity for loyalty isn't something that develops over time. It's not something you can create with enough love, money, or attention. It's either there or it's not. It's like trying to teach a fish to climb a tree. You can spend years trying, but at the end of the day, a fish is still a fish. And a woman who lacks the loyalty gene will never grow one, no matter how perfect you try to be. You see, yes, every woman will tell you she's loyal. Every woman will tell you she's different. Every woman will tell you she's not like those other girls. But behavior doesn't lie. Patterns don't lie. History doesn't lie. And today, I'm going to teach you to read these signs like your life depends on it. Because in many ways, it does. Listen carefully to this one, because it's the most obvious and the most ignored. If she dresses like she's advertising something for sale, she is. Short skirts, deep cleavage, clothes so tight you can see her breakfast. This isn't fashion, it's marketing. And who is she marketing to? Not you, my friend. You already bought the product. She's marketing to every other man with functioning eyes. Now she'll tell you, I dress for myself. Biggest lie since I'll just have one drink. Nobody puts on uncomfortable clothes, spends 2 hours on makeup, and wears heels that destroy their feet for themselves. They do it for attention, and a woman who needs constant attention from multiple men is like a drug addict who needs multiple dealers. When one source runs dry, she needs backups. I knew this girl. Let's call her Sarah. Sarah would wear the tightest, shortest dresses to grocery shopping, to parent-teacher conferences, to church for God's sake. When I asked her about it, she said she just liked feeling pretty. You know where Sarah is now? On her 4th marriage. Cheated on every single husband because the attention of one man was never enough. She needed all the attention all the time. The same goes for social media. If her Instagram looks like an OnlyFans preview, if she posts thirst traps while in a relationship, if she responds to every DM from random guys with heart emojis, brother, you're not her boyfriend. You're just her current viewer. She's not building a relationship. She's building an audience. And audiences are meant to grow, not stay loyal to one fan. Listen, I had this conversation with my friend recently. Successful guy, good-looking, makes money. He shows me his girlfriend's Instagram. Bikini photos, gym photos where she's basically naked. Hundreds of comments from thirsty guys. He says, but she comes home to me, I said. For now, 3 months later, she's coming home to someone else. Because when you're advertising to everyone, eventually someone makes a better offer. That's just mathematics, my friend. Pure mathematics. Here's a truth that will hurt. If she was wild before you, she'll be wild after you. Women don't suddenly become nuns because they met you. That party girl who used to close down clubs every weekend. She didn't transform into a housewife because you're special. She just learned to hide it better. If she has stories about her crazy phase, if she talks about how she used to be wild, if she has that 1,000-yard stare when she mentions college, pay attention. These aren't past behaviors. They're suppressed current desires. It's like an alcoholic saying they used to drink. The desire never leaves. It just gets managed. And the moment management becomes too hard, guess what happens? I consulted with this guy, successful businessman. Thought he'd reformed a party girl. She told him all about her past, how she'd grown, how she was different now. 2 years into marriage, he's traveling for business. Comes home early, finds her with 2 guys from her past life. Her excuse? I just needed to feel young again. The party never ends for party girls. It just takes intermissions. Think about it logically. Someone who spent years training their brain to seek pleasure, excitement, novelty, that doesn't just disappear. It's neurological programming. Every time life gets boring, stressful, or routine, that old programming kicks in. And who represents boring routine more than a long-term boyfriend or husband? You do. You see, yes, this is important. The brain patterns she developed at 19, 20, 21, those are carved in stone. She can paint over them, she can cover them with good behavior for a while, but stress is like paint thinner. One difficult period in your relationship, one rough patch, and all that old programming comes flooding back. Suddenly, she's texting her old party friends. Suddenly, she needs a girls' night. Suddenly, she's downloading apps you've never heard of. The party girl doesn't die, my friend. She just hibernates. And you never know what spring will wake her up. If she has more male friends than female friends, run. Don't walk. Run. Women who can't maintain female friendships but somehow have dozens of male friends aren't friends with these men. They're keeping options open. They're maintaining a roster. They're running what I call a loyalty prevention program. Women understand women. So when women don't like her, when women don't trust her, when women keep their distance, that tells you everything. But men like her because men want to sleep with her. And she knows it. She likes it. She cultivates it. Every text from a friend is a little dopamine hit. Every compliment from a friend is validation. Every invitation from a friend is an escape route if things with you get boring. But they're just friends. No, they're not. They're guys waiting for their turn. And she knows it. She likes it. She cultivates it. Every text from a friend is a little dopamine hit. Every compliment from a friend is validation. Every invitation from a friend is an escape route if things with you get boring. Real loyal women understand boundaries. They understand that male friends disappear when you're in a relationship, or they become couple friends. They don't maintain separate relationships with other men. They don't have guys they text late at night. They don't have backup plans disguised as friendships. That's the point. These male friends, they're not even subtle about it. They comment on all her photos. They text her, "How are you?" At 11 p.m., they invite her to things without you. And she maintains these relationships. Why? For what purpose? What value do they add to her life that you don't? I'll tell you what value. They're escape routes, they're validation sources. They're the guys she's already test-driven for when she gets bored with you. Every ex was abusive. Every ex was a narcissist. Every ex was the problem. She was always the innocent victim who just loved too much. Sound familiar? Here's what she's really telling you. She takes zero responsibility for anything. And someone who can't take responsibility for their past won't take responsibility for their future betrayal. Listen, sometimes people have bad experiences, but when every single relationship ended because the other person was terrible, that's not bad luck. That's bad behavior being reframed. She's telling you her pattern: create problems, blame others, move on to the next victim. Guess who's next in line? A woman with a victim complex has already written your story. You'll be the next abuser in her narrative, the next narcissist, the next problem. And when she's cheating on you, it'll be your fault for not giving her enough attention, enough love, enough whatever she decides she needed that day. I watched this happen to my cousin. His girlfriend had 3 abusive exes. He was going to be different. He was going to show her real love. 2 years later, she's telling people he was emotionally abusive while she was sleeping with his best friend. The friend was helping her heal from trauma, the trauma she created. The pattern continues. She needs constant drama, constant excitement, constant emotional peaks and valleys. When things are calm, she creates chaos. When things are good, she finds problems. She can't just exist. She needs to feel everything at maximum intensity all the time. These women see cheating as just another source of excitement. The sneaking around, the danger of getting caught, the thrill of the forbidden. It's all just emotional supply. You could be the perfect boyfriend, and she'd cheat just to feel something. Not because you're lacking, but because her emotional regulation is broken. You know how to spot this. Watch how she handles peace. Can she enjoy a quiet Sunday? Can she have a normal week without creating drama? Can she be happy without extreme events? If the answer is no, she'll eventually create her own extreme events, and cheating is the ultimate drama generator. I remember this couple. Together 5 years. The guy was solid, stable, providing everything. She cheated with her personal trainer. When asked why, you know what she said? I felt dead inside. I needed to feel alive. That's emotional extremism, and it's untreatable by you being a better boyfriend. Believe me, these women are addicted to chaos. They grew up in chaos. They're comfortable in chaos. Peace feels like death to them, so they'll destroy peace every time. They'll pick fights about nothing. They'll create problems where none exist. They'll manufacture drama because drama is their oxygen, and when regular drama isn't enough anymore, that's when they escalate to cheating. It's just another hit of their drug of choice, emotional intensity. She doesn't respect small boundaries, so she won't respect big ones. She goes through your phone, but won't let you touch hers. She flirts with other men, but gets jealous if you talk to women. She makes rules for you that don't apply to her. These aren't quirks. They're character flaws. Boundaries are like practice runs for loyalty. If she can't respect, don't. Text your ex. She won't respect, don't. Sleep with other men. If she can't respect, don't flirt with my friends. She won't. Respect, don't betray our relationship. It's all the same muscle, just different weights. Watch how she handles any boundary you set. Does she respect it? Does she test it? Does she ignore it? Does she turn it around on you? Her response to small boundaries tells you everything about how she'll handle the big one, staying faithful. She moved too fast. Said I love you too quick. Wanted to move in immediately. Acted like you'd been together for years after just a few weeks. This isn't romance. It's instability. Women who attach instantly also detach instantly. They're not falling in love with you. They're falling in love with the idea of being in love. These women don't know how to be alone. They jump from relationship to relationship like lily pads across a pond. There's always overlap. They're never single. They don't leave one man until they have another lined up. And guess what? While she's with you, she's already looking for the next lily pad. Loyal women take time. They build slowly. They have standards and boundaries. They don't just fall into relationships. They choose them. But the instant girlfriend, she's not choosing. She's grabbing whatever's available. And when something better becomes available, she'll grab that too. You know what's crazy? Men see this as flattering. She fell for me so fast. I must be special. No, my friend, you're not special. You're just available. You're just the current host for her parasitic need for a relationship. She was this intense with the last guy, and she'll be this intense with the next guy. You're not unique. You're interchangeable. She constantly compares you to others. Her ex who was taller, her friend's boyfriend who makes more money, that actor who has better abs. She's not just making observations. She's shopping. She's comparing products. She's keeping score. And you're currently winning, but the game never ends. A loyal woman sees her man as incomparable. Not perfect, but hers. She's not measuring you against every man she meets. She's not keeping a mental spreadsheet of your pros and cons versus others. She chose you, case closed. But the comparison queen, she never stops choosing. Every day is a new competition you don't even know you're in. This behavior is subtle but deadly. It starts with small comments. Jake's girlfriend is so lucky he cooks for her. Then it escalates. Why can't you be more like that? Then it becomes justification. Well, Marcus appreciates me more than you do. Marcus, by the way, is the guy she's already sleeping with. Her phone is Fort Knox. Her social media is locked down. She has apps you don't know about. She has friends you've never met. She has parts of her life completely separate from you. This isn't privacy, it's compartmentalization, and people only compartmentalize when they have something to hide. Loyal women are open books, not because they have to be, but because they have nothing to hide. Their phone can die, and they'll hand you theirs without thinking. Their social media includes you. Their friends know about you. Their life is integrated with yours, but the secret keeper, she's living multiple lives, and you're only in one of them. I had a client whose girlfriend had a work phone that he couldn't touch. Turned out the work phone was her dating app phone. She had a whole separate existence he knew nothing about. She wasn't just cheating, she was living a double life. And it started with, I just need privacy. This is the big one, the one that predicts everything, her past behavior, because people don't change. They just get better at hiding who they are. If she cheated before, she'll cheat again. If she was the other woman before, she'll be the other woman again. If she destroyed relationships before, she'll destroy yours. But people change. No, they don't. They adapt. They hide. They pretend. But they don't change. A woman who was capable of betrayal at 20 is capable of betrayal at 30. The only difference is, she's better at it now. More sophisticated, more careful, more manipulative. When she tells you about her past, listen. When she admits she cheated, but it was different, it wasn't different. When she says she was the other woman but didn't know, she knew. When she says she's grown, she hasn't grown. She's just learned to present better. Here's the brutal truth. Trying to build a loyal relationship with a disloyal woman is like trying to build a house on quicksand. You can use the best materials, the best techniques, the best intentions, but it's still going to sink because the foundation is flawed. The base material is corrupted. The core is rotten. Now, some of you are reading this and recognizing your woman. Your stomach is turning because you see multiple signs. You're making excuses, but she said she'd never. But we're different. But I can change her. Stop. Just stop. You can't love someone into loyalty. You can't boyfriend someone into being a good girlfriend. You can't husband someone into being a wife. The solution isn't to fix her. The solution is to find better. To raise your standards. To stop being so thirsty that you'll drink poison just because it comes in a pretty bottle. To understand that being alone is better than being with someone who will betray you. To realize that your desperation for companionship is clouding your judgment. But here's what's really going to hurt. Most of you will ignore everything I just said. You'll watch this, nod along, agree with every point, then go right back to the same woman who exhibits all these signs. Why? Because you're addicted to the pain. Because you think you're different. Because you believe your love is special enough to change biology, psychology, and reality itself. You're not different. Your love isn't special, and she's not going to change. What's going to happen is exactly what I'm telling you will happen. She'll betray you. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but eventually. And when she does, you'll remember this video. You'll remember these signs. You'll remember that you were warned, and you'll realize the most painful truth of all. You knew. Deep down, you always knew. The question isn't whether I'm right. The question is whether you're going to do anything about it. Are you going to keep lying to yourself, or are you finally going to face reality? Are you going to keep investing in a losing stock, or are you going to cut your losses? Are you going to keep building on quicksand, or are you going to find solid ground? Listen, I know this is harsh. I know this seems negative. But sometimes the most positive thing you can do is accept a negative reality. Sometimes the best move is to walk away. Sometimes the greatest victory is avoiding a guaranteed defeat. You want to know the real secret to finding a loyal woman. Stop looking for women who need to be convinced to be loyal. Stop trying to reform the unreformable. Stop believing that your love is a rehabilitation center for broken women. Instead, look for women who are already loyal, who have always been loyal, who don't know how to be anything but loyal. They exist. But they're not in the clubs. They're not on Tinder. They're not posting thirst traps on Instagram. They're living quiet, stable, boring lives. And you're not interested in them because they don't give you that emotional roller coaster. They don't make you feel like you're in a movie. They don't activate your savior complex. You're attracted to disaster because stability feels like death to you. You're drawn to chaos because peace makes you uncomfortable. You choose women who will hurt you because pain feels like passion. And until you fix that in yourself, you'll keep choosing wrong. Keep getting betrayed. Keep repeating the same pattern with different faces. The signs I've given you today are your map out of this maze. Use them or don't, but don't say you weren't warned. Don't claim you didn't know. Don't pretend you couldn't see it coming, because from this moment forward, if you choose a woman with these signs, you're not a victim of betrayal. You're a volunteer for it. That's the real truth nobody wants to hear. Most men who get cheated on chose women they knew would cheat. They saw the signs and ignored them. They heard the warnings and dismissed them. They felt the red flags and painted them green. Then they act surprised when the predictable happens. Stop being surprised by the predictable. Stop being shocked by the obvious. Stop being hurt by the inevitable. Either choose better or accept that you're choosing pain. But whatever you do, stop pretending you don't have a choice. Because you do. You always did. You just didn't want to make it. Now you know. Now you can't unknow. Now you have to decide, are you going to keep making the same mistakes with full knowledge? Or are you finally going to choose differently? The power is yours. The responsibility is yours. The consequences, whatever you choose, are yours. Choose wisely. Your future self is watching.